How's it going? Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. And today, as you saw in the headline, Sam Darnold was designated to return from IR, which means what? That means that he was able to be at practice today and get started with the process of getting back on the field. Furthermore, it means that he has 21 days to be activated. If he's not ready to go and activated within that 21 days, then he will be on IR for the rest of the season. So just wanted to talk about things going live today because it's actually easier and quicker for me to get the video out on all the platforms that I do: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, when I go live. And since I'm live, if you all have any questions for me before I'm done getting through this information, shoot me your comment and I'll be sure to address it before we get off of here. So it's just 4 games left and 21 days. So where do they go with this Sam Darnold thing? I'm going to say it's very hard to predict what's going on with this team because there's so many question marks in so many places. But I'll do my best to give you some ideas on what I think. So Coach Rule today said that he was cleared to be out there, but Sam Darnold has not been cleared for contact. There'll be some more medical tests that have to take place before you'll see Sam out there really practicing. So today was just about him getting out there, throwing the ball, trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Coach Rule would not say where Sam can play a part in this team in the future. He didn't want to speculate on what things may look like, other than just saying that Sam was out there. So where do I feel like this falls with everything that's going on within the team? Just another step to get this guy involved. And, to me, they talk a lot about the next game as the most important step. And I feel like that's where all the focus needs to be on this. Sam's in there. Sam's can be back on the field, but he's not playing a part into our current plans for this week. So let's focus on the guys who are available this week, which would be Cam Newton and PJ Walker. And Coach Rule talked about those two today, saying that the platooning of the quarterbacks and playing both of these quarterbacks are right now just byproduct of the situation in which they're trying to deal with. Says he doesn't want to have 2 quarterbacks going in and out, just trying to make the best of the current situation. Okay, I get that. But for me, I say let's stop it, at least as it is, because I feel like if you're going to have Cam Newton as your starter, PJ Walker is your backup. PJ Walker is not a quarterback that comes off the bench well. And I asked him this specifically today, and he said that that's a challenge for him coming off the bench and being able to get in rhythm. I felt like when PJ comes off the bench, he's trying to be Superman. He's trying to do too much. And he didn't say, yes, I do that too much, but he says that he is better able to rein things in and keep control when he's a starter. And it hasn't worked out. These guys are throwing interceptions. Both Cam and PJ threw one today. Cam's been throwing them previously. So if we're going to have Cam Newton start, I feel like he should just play the whole game. Play it out. If he throws 4 interceptions, so be it. Play it out. Or if you want to go another route, have PJ Walker be your starter. And I'm not saying PJ Walker needs to be the starter, but just dealing with what we have PJ Walker be your starter and let Cam come in and run the ball on short yardage or do things that Cam is really good at. Again, not saying that's the plan, but just given what we have and what we've been dealing, I'd rather see one of those 2 options. Cam Newton, starter, plays the whole game unless he's hurt, or PJ Walker, start, and you mix Cam Newton in there. Okay, so that's my take. We go to play Buffalo this week. Pretty cold place, can be pretty windy. I think it was a couple weeks ago they had a game in which the Patriots only threw the ball 3 times because of weather conditions out there. Coach Rule spoke today about the fact that these guys need to have some mental toughness. Beyond that, these are pros. These guys, a lot of them have been playing since high school days. A pro should be able to play in the cold weather, but it does admit that a little bit of mental toughness should be will be required when you're playing in a situation like that. See some comments coming through, so let me go ahead and talk about a few of these comments coming through. Zach says, please keep Cam starting. And And I'm okay with that. I'm not against that. I just don't want the back and forth. Locks believes that Sam is not coming back this year. He is eligible to come back. So I would say Sam is coming back. I mean, 21 days. The only way he doesn't come back is if they I know somebody's going to talk about my clearing my throat. I'm sorry. Is if he'll be on season ending IR. What's up, C's? Matt seems to suggest Sam isn't returning. He may be waiting to see how Cam performs. Cam does bad, and then all of a sudden Sam will be healed and ready to play, in my opinion. So he's not saying that Sam's not returning. He's just talking about this week. And maybe I just want to clarify some of the comments. I'm referring to Sam will be back before the end of the season. In what capacity? I don't know. And I don't feel like they should rush Sam to be back and rescue, because it's not, it's almost a little bit of a pick your poison with the quarterbacks right now. So I want to get that out there and possibly clarify. Zai can always count on some good comments from Zai. If Matt Rule is here next year, I'm going to not be around cheering for the team. I hope that's not the case. I hope we're able to find a happy median for everybody, for the team, for Coach Rule, for the fans. And that happy median is something that also I'm hoping is something that goes towards success. Ask Matt Rule about, or I was attempting today to ask Matt Rule about if, after last week's game and Jeff doing a pretty fair job with the play calling, in my opinion, if they have been tempted to open up things a little bit more and maybe bring some new things to the table. I don't think he got the question as such, but he did talk about his review, if you will, and some more thoughts on Jeff Nixon and what he did in the play calling. He did like the fact that they had more 15-yard plays than they've had before. They had more RPOs. They had more quarterback runs. And he liked the flow of the game a lot better. So, and I agree. I think the things did flow better. We had some penalties, some execution issues that hampered things. But that first drive, which I did ask Coach about scripted, he said they were scripted. I wanted to ask him how many plays, but I didn't ask because it seemed like he didn't want to go into too much about that. But I feel like there's something that with Jeff that gives us, a little bit more of an opportunity to win. And, what's his name? Robbie Anderson talked about the preparation. I felt like things were better in terms of preparation. So I'm for Jeff continue to see where things go with him calling the plays. Terrace Marshall was a guy that was set out the Miami game. And then, you're wondering what happened there. Is Terrace regressing? Terrace got to play a lot of snaps, about 40% of the snaps, got quite a few snaps, but didn't get any targets. And Rule said he still feels like the time will come for Terrace. He's a rookie just working his way through things, and hopes that he continues to grind it out, stay with it, and that we should start to see more targets. Not that he's predicting that, but just as the key is Terrace not getting discouraged and continue to grind through things. And he's not doing anything wrong. Just keep on working, rookie. Keep on working, Terrace, and you'll be out there. And let's go to Hasan Reddick, which if you haven't seen it, if I was good at operating my system, I'd bring it up for you guys right now on the screen, but I don't know how. But today it was a funny moment. Go to the Panthers Twitter account today, and you'll see during the press conference with Hasan Reddick, he was asked about his feelings on being, probably going to the Pro Bowl, and he was talking about how great it would be, and then somebody's phone went off, and it kind of interrupted the moment. The guy left, and Hasan kind of didn't know what to do, but it was pretty funny to see. I encourage you to check that out. But Hasan was talking about the defense and what they've been up against this season, and mentioned that they're not able to, I want to see if I can make sure I repeat this properly. But teams are starting to do different things like play action pass, 3-step drops, getting the ball out quicker. And he says that he sees that as a sign of respect from other teams that they're making those adjustments. And that's fair. You always got to look for ways to motivate and play hard the next week. So I'm not mad at him for saying that. I then asked him when he was talking about this, well, is it something that you need to make adjustments to because they're making these adjustments to you guys, or will player execution need to improve to deal with what teams are doing against you guys right now? And he said that that's hard. It's really hard to say which one or the other should be the emphasis on getting things fixed. Is it the player execution or is it the adjustments? And then that's when he went on to say about the sign of respect, that he sees it when teams go to do this. But Chris Jenkins, my opinion is that it has to be adjustments. If they are making an adjustment to overcome your defensive pressure and your personnel and what you're doing to try to stop them, then you need to make adjustments to counter that and then get back to that advantage that you've been able to have defensively. Because to me, I just envision, okay, I'm playing the play as it's called, I'm executing as called, whatever that may be, but then they're getting rid of the ball quickly. And it's putting me on my heels and it's giving them some advantages. It's taking away the advantage that I was trying to get as a defense. It's my 2 cents on that. And that's it. Let me conclude by going over the injury report, and then I see a few more comments have come over, so I'll definitely go back and talk about those comments. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, I thought I had it ready, but I did not have it ready. So here goes your current injury report for the Carolina Panthers as of today, Wednesday, December the 15th. We had AJ Bouye, I'm sorry. Cornerback did not practice today. DJ Moore was limited in practice today. Currently, Coach Matt Rule feel good about DJ Moore. We also had guard Michael Jordan that was limited in practice today with the hamstring. So that's your latest on the injury report. And let me go ahead and go to conclude by making sure I get a few of these comments here. Why am I so in love with Cam? He's been awful. I really don't think I said that I was in love with Cam C's. I said that given the two choices, I would either like to see Cam Newton starting and playing out the full game. I don't want him coming off. Or I want to see PJ Walker starting and Cam Newton coming in and taking advantage where we can with his skill set and his physical ability. What I do not want to see is Cam starting, PJ coming in, Cam coming back out, PJ coming back in. So that's currently my feelings on that part. Who do you think may not be returning next season? Man, see, that is we got so many broken things and so many things to have happen. As for me, that's too many levels down the road to even begin to think about who may not be returning, whether that's players or whether that's coaches. So many pieces before I could start to get a picture of that. So check back with me if you don't mind on that one. Even PJ Walker said he's not comfortable with Matt Rule using a 2-quarterback system. I didn't say that. You're saying that. He was talking about when I was talking to PJ today, it was about him coming off the bench versus him starting the game. This fan base would cry like babies if Cam was benched. I don't think so. I mean, I really feel like in Charlotte, this fan base has you have two things. You don't have too much people being in the middle of the road about Cam. You have people that are really, really not liking Cam and people that are really, really loving Cam. And I feel like it's a good split. So Cease thinks Joe Brady play calling wasn't that bad. Matt Rule should be on the hot seat. So for me, the Joe Brady complaint comes in not so much his initial play calling, but his ability to make adjustments. And his second half play calling needed adjustments because our second half performances were terrible. Most notably, the third quarter was just awful, awful, awful. So if Joe had been able to make adjustments to what was happening in game, then I feel like he could still be here. But in my opinion, his ability to make adjustments during the game was detrimental. And also his ability to follow the instructions of Matt Rule saying, I want to run the ball more, didn't happen. So you got to play within what you're being told to, and then you got to be able to make adjustments to what's being presented in front of you. And that's where I felt like he felt. I didn't feel like coming out the gates too many times that Joe just didn't have a good plan. This fan base wants to win. What's up, Panther Nation? Appreciate you guys joining in and giving me that comment. I'm going to go ahead and log off. I'm not going to. This video again was live just because it's quicker for me to get the content out there going live. Wasn't going to do too much of a long show, but I appreciate everybody that came in, everybody that left a comment. Hey, if I didn't get to your comment, you're watching a replay, leave it below. I love saying I work for the fans, and I take that to heart every day. Try to get questions answered that you all may present to me, and most importantly, I like to try to get information directly from players and coaches instead of telling you what I think, even though I don't mind sharing my opinion at all. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll continue to bring you coverage on this Carolina Panthers as they prepare to take on the Buffalo Bills this Sunday in Buffalo. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.